What's up? Yeah. Yeah, okay. What's up? My throat. Hold on. Okay. Let's try that again. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday Morning Live, Season 7, Episode 38. We are doing absolutely nothing today. Actually, that's not true. We got a whole crap load of stuff up there on last name table, first name Clark, as always. Screws and strikes today. I got to refill and decide. Those containers just, they irritate me a little bit. They're hard to close if it's not settled. Like if you have stuff like, you know, if it's overpacked, it's hard as hell to close. Even when it's not, never mind. The cups have to line up. I just don't know if I want to keep using it for that. Because now it's grown from one thin one to a medium and a thin one. And I don't want to go beyond that. I'm thinking 2 thin ones instead of the other medium. But I don't think there's enough room for the actual strike plates. It is snowing outside, y'all. Yep, and it's 88 degrees. 84 degrees. It is snowing little white bugs that I guess is, I didn't know this till yesterday, woolly aphids. Which I know what aphids are, but I didn't know they came in the woolly variety. And the lady next door, when I was bitching about them yesterday, I'm like, literally, they're just floating around out there. You're not going to be able to see it on the cameras, but just clouds of them. We get hit by love bugs often, and honestly, those are irritating as hell. These are worse because they like get in you. They like get in your arm hair and they'll start crawling around and it starts itching. I don't know if they're actually trying to kill you and, you know, I don't know. They're just irritating as shit. And like literally I can sit here and count like 40 little white dots floating around out there. She said it came every year, but I don't remember being this bad. Dang it, Wes, are you here? Do you remember the freaking little white bugs being this bad? They were... Over in East Mississippi, they were bad last weekend. And I don't know if I brought them back or what, but they're now here with a vengeance. That is a sunrise truck outside. Marker Square. I mean, we need to get back on that. I'm gonna seriously write myself a note. Dear Jason. Dear future Jason. Dear future Jason. We need bingo back. And actually, I'm going to sign up for it. I've already pulled the website up and stored it. We're going to bring that back. That way we can actually officially do it instead of cheating with paper and all that. We need bingo back. Yo. Can't remember how many lines there were on bingo. Sunrise. Check. Note to self. Sounds like a fun side game to do. Especially for the people that weren't around during the bingo days. Well, who do I want to cover up? Do I want to cover up the sheriff? Who's now the JPD commander's number? Or do I want to carry his number or my pricing? Actually, that pricing probably just needs to be taken down and changed. Let's put it over here. Cover that up. Okay. Yeah. I'll put it over there in that stack. I don't know. I don't think the love bug, white fuzzy love bugs are like a big thing. I don't remember them being this bad. Why is the chat so effing far behind? Love bugs and no sims are much worse. Okay, it finally caught up. Thanks, chat. The F. You know what? Let me do a little administrative task. Oh, let's get assembled. Yeah, we'll get you all assembled. You know, like while I'm doing this administrative task, this Lot Force assemble. Damn, that was smooth. Getting better at that. Doop, 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 doop. Hey. Oh, which tab? Damn it. Which tab was that? I lost the tab. Hold on. Almost done. About March Day parking. Okay, let me see how to do this. Hold on. Beep. 38. Okay, now I need to see something else real quick. Yeah, yeah, and where'd it go? Where'd it go? Yeah, that's not gonna work like that. Okay, well that sucked. I'm unable to do it, but I was gonna start a file for those. Okay, J-Bot made it. What's up, Douse? Alton, what's up? Coming from sunny Arizona. But it is sunny over there. Kind of feel like we're in a little bit of a dry season right now. Kind of everywhere, huh? I don't know. Nobody's flooding right now, are they? I know Arizona doesn't flood, but dry wise. Get midges. I've heard them called that. Love bugs are definitely worse for white cars. I'll give you that. Companies at a trade show. Thanks for stopping in. What's up? Have fun. You want to have those spotted lantern flyers? What's up, Brian? I see them everywhere. Like just the love of the hell. What do we call them? The nightlight bulbs, the lantern flies. What do we call them here, Wes? Boy, I'm drawing a blank today on everything. You said last week you'll message the peeps about the guy renting car parking places from Match to see if it's legit. Yeah, I don't care that much, honestly. Because I think it's going to be like an investment bank in place, and they're not going to care. So that's the one little building that's always been like we had it under control for a minute and a half, and then that lapsed. We, as in individuals that have the best interest in Fondren at heart, and then somebody else came along, you know. Fireflies, thank you. Damn. I need to get up here and mess with some strikes. So, yeah, I brought my tool bag in to semi-clean it out, and I've got antique knobs up there. What I was about to do was separate, or what I was doing before live started, was separate the threaded shaft Baldwin knobs from the smooth shaft non-threaded spindle type doorknobs, and separate them accordingly because they were all in one, along with a few antique Corbins and stuff. And that is because I had to take a bunch to somebody's house to show them different versions of knobs, and it ended up just using it as like a mobile. Okay, I may need a new doorknob. They said they had a Baldwin lock. Let's take a variety sampler pack of knobs. Very rarely use them. They add a lot of weight to the truck because they're solid brass knobs. So I ended up not doing that. I do keep a few in the truck, oval ones especially. Kind of starting to run low on the oval, which sucks. But yeah, I see it often enough to take a couple. Usually the only reason to replace a doorknob though is a onesie or two. Is a onesie. Never, very rarely need to replace both. What happens is one of them will strip out, the other one will be completely fine. So yeah, I try to keep a set of everything in the truck, which I have not opened in a minute, but last I know I had like some antique brass ovals, some bright brass ovals, some aged ovals that were still good thread wise, but I got to moderate it because that brass is heavy. We're going to get the mobile comments set up and the other camera set up and go up front and continue doing that so that I can finish doing the Baldwin knobs. I'm still here. Come on, pull my view up, please. Okay, screw you. Yeah, we're going to be educated about spindles and shafts. If you want to call them shafts, that's perfectly acceptable. Spindles is good too, but the shafts for the knobs, yes, we'll be talking about the different knobs. Not for very long, because I'm on the tail end of that. That's almost done. In fact, let me go grab the other plastic. Here lies the problem with plastic bins. Do I want to go ahead and transfer them to the new style bins because they've changed? And I'm going to keep that old one. I'm going to go ahead and I hate these new ones though. Okay, hold on. Trying to decide which plastic bins to grab. Whether I want to stay with the old style. Cause yeah, we're gonna stay with the old style. Kind of doing this too simultaneously because those have to get over here. So give me a minute. What went right there? That's what I want to know. Go out. I really like them more over here, but it is what it is. So I got to get the camera set up too. Also. Everybody have a good week. Ours has been kind of slow, but like slow but steady enough. Keyed a lot of cylinders and cut a lot of keys. So there's that. There's more in-shop work this week for me, which I'm completely fine with. I'd rather go ahead and get the summer right out of the way and be inside in the air conditioning working. But then I get cagey. It's like, okay, let me go. Hey, remember when I was there last time and you needed that fixed? I almost did that yesterday. Thankfully, I got side veered towards another important task. But it's like calling my customers, hey, I got sudden time today. In other words, I'm bored of being stuck in the shop keying cylinders and cutting keys. I almost did it yesterday, but didn't. It was like Friday. And luckily it did, because like 3 hours just zoomed right by all of a sudden. Let me go plug up the camera. I have not gotten my proper cold drip coffee. I went to the grocery store, walked over there yesterday to get pickle relish because Kim doesn't like pickle relish, and we decided to have tuna fish sandwiches last night because we're so tired of every option of a restaurant in our area. So tired of the what do you want for dinner phase. So we were like, tuna fish sandwiches or tuna casserole. I'll go tuna fish sandwich. But I had to go get sweet relish. And I went over there yesterday and I walked over to the, like, stay with me here. For no reason, I walked over to this area of the grocery store. That's exactly what happened. I was thinking about it real hard, thinking maybe. I just didn't. I was like, no. I'm disgusted by you right now. Very irritated with you. May not be all the flavors, but my mocha and caramel are last I tried effed. I don't know. I gotta I'm gonna try it one more time. I just couldn't bring myself to. I needed a break, and then I'm gonna bring myself back to it because I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give them another month. I don't know. Maybe they just lost their minds over there. Let's see. I'll have to check in on them. Beep, boop, whatever. Hold up. I think we're gonna have a bajizzy. Does this camera work? It does. So prepare. Hey.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
I need a keymate for this. That's it?
That's it.
You already got one?
Yep. You just want the one? They're $6.50 each.
Just the one.
702.
Could you, this is starting to rust. Could you oil this for me?
Yeah.
Do we need anything for that?
No, you're good.
702?
Yep.
Thank you very much, sir.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye. Bye. You know, and we've tried here on the channel 2 different ones. One of them was supposed to be dark. It was just not good. Making your own, literally. Yeah, that's right there with you at this point. How expensive is that going to be? I mean, we've got what my regular special coffee is basically our regular. It's McDonald's coffee we order by the big 10 times 2. And then I'll add a shot of espresso ground coffee. Well, not a shot, several. As many shots as my little thing will hold, which is probably in coffee shop terms of shots like 7 or 8, because it's a pretty big glass little container. And it's basically just strong coffee, and I do go like half and half. And that's my special coffee, because I like strong coffee. Every effing product that claims they're strong, I don't know. Is it me? Is it you? Is it us? Is it just a very small percent? I gotta have super strong coffee. Like back when I was in high school, my Spanish teacher kept drilling in us for some reason or another how Mexican coffee, you can stand your spoon up in it. She harped on that. Uh, it always stuck with me. I want spoon standing up in coffee. That's how thick and rich and strong I want my coffee to be. It's not necessarily that it's weaker now. It just has a different flavor, or had a different flavor. There was an issue with it. And he brought me those, and they had that same flavor. I'm going to give it a week. I'm going to try again. Anyway, yeah, I agree with you. Like, making my own cold drip now at this point is really all I can think of. But you know, on the same token, now that I have weaned myself off of it, which means when I get to work, I will only have a open top cup of coffee with me. So by 8 o'clock, it's already done gotten cold what I haven't drunk. So I don't really drink a lot throughout the mornings anymore. How has that affected me emotionally? Emotionally terribly, but I don't know, just thinking about those. And I only have one more cup of it, but it was just that extra kick of espresso that I liked. I don't know. Shit! Shit! Plastic bin time. Let me get this camera hooked up. That's what I was doing, right? This one. Oh, you know what I hadn't done? Be right back. That is so in the way. Thank you for not parking in my spot today. What if there were coffee pixie sticks? That sounds dandy, actually. They used to say this. That's cap. Two of them. Maybe just one. We have a different echo now that half the building is gone next door. I've noticed that. It's different. It's weird. Not just seeing it, it's literally the noise, how the echoes of noise and how you can hear things has changed. Weird, I know, but I totally see it, sense it. Climbing on the mower. Oh, have fun, Kings, on the mower. I did the front yard last weekend and half the backyard, and I gotta rip out some more vines, but I think I'm good after that. I think I'm good with the mowing. No, I'm not trying to do that to him. I'm gonna have a chat with him about it. I'll have a fabulous public comeback, hopefully one day. And I don't know if it's just me. It may just be me. They did say they changed the recipe. So it's kind of like some people may like the new recipe better. I mean, I don't know if it's a can we turn this around thing, or is this just how it is? Um, I think the peppermint's probably the same. Like if you like peppermint, yeah, go for that. I mean, that didn't change. He only said the mocha and the salted caramel. So just to be specific, the Mill Street vanilla, they got a bunch of other flavors. That didn't change. I guess it was something with a different mocha maybe that they're using. So it's not all. I hate peppermint. I couldn't even fathom drinking something peppermint based. So if you're into that, they got the Mill Street vanilla. They got the regular. So there's probably nothing changed about that. I just never liked the regular. So just to, just cover my base there. The other ones may be perfectly fine. I just didn't like them before. The only one I liked was salted caramel and mocha in a pinch, but I always kind of mixed it anyway. And that's a lot of my taste buds. So there's that. They still have other flavors. What I think it is, so, and this is a coffee shop thing for me, which is why I don't like Starbucks coffee. You have white, okay, you have like white and dark chocolate mocha liquid. Like, it's a clear liquid that's just flavored that way. And then you have like the cream base. It's a very important distinction in the two. So that may be what they did. They may have changed from possibly a cream base to the liquid based flavoring, which I don't like. The liquid based version, yeah. So there's a very important distinction for me. It's probably mostly my taste buds. You never know. But yeah, I agree with making it. Peppermint doesn't belong in coffee. I know. Yeah, neither does pumpkin spice. But we're not going to get on that. I had a 71 Dodge Demon. Dodge Demon. I have not looked up that picture yet. You know what? I'm going to do that right effing now. Dodge Demon. I've heard of them, but 1971 got imported here. Oh, that's a sweet. That's what I was thinking it was. That's a pretty sweet car. So somebody one of our guys we're gonna have one of these running around the streets eventually. That's a sweet car. It makes me miss that. What year was that? 69 blue Camaro that we had, that I would have had it not got run through a bakery by somebody trying to park. Maple bourbon coffee. Yeah, I'm pretty much off the whole liquor thing. Anyway, I made a key for it. The key that was sent, where the hell did that key go, by the way? Oh, there it is. Need to attach this to those keys. The key that was sent, this is a Chrysler key. I hate that we're having to end up with these, but I'll talk to him about using my fancy blanks. I've got a few Chrysler keys left of the OEM variety. I just don't know if he wants to pay for that or not. Some of these guys are freaks about them, so we can charge at the ass for them key blanks. Ooh, they probably sign it. I don't know how. What? Probably 20, 30 bucks each on eBay. It was very brittle, y'all. Messing with that stuff is such a dicey gamble nowadays. Back in 1971, the metal that crimps it together, that holds the cap on, was pliable. Here, 30, 55 years later, it's not so pliable, which is why it's dangerous to work on pulling columns for old GM vehicles. Speaking of, You can drink straight maple syrup. I love me some maple syrup on pancakes only. Pancakes is only. Let me run back over these comments real quick. Did I miss anybody? Lonnie, what's up? Lonnie Bates, if you had to cut a large number of keys to the same code, would one of the cheap duplicators work? I mean, as long as your cheap duplicator is calibrated, yes. The problem with cheap duplicators is they lose calibration easier, quicker. So you have to become in tune with it, which you do if you're cutting a whole bunch of keys. Like when you go up on the shoulder of the key or right before you hit the shoulder, you know there should be no cut there. If you hear your machine cutting it or see it cutting it deep, then you know, hey, it's lost alignment. No, so the answer to that is no, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you cut them right? Cut them right? Oh, yeah, we got to go yet. Well, I'll be right back. No, I already have that camera plugged up. We got to check that camera. Boom. Oh, yeah, I messed around with that screen, didn't I? Okay, so we're going to go into... where am I? Where did I go, Jason? There I am. The rigid thing has stuff that goes in the truck. It just comes back and forth when I have residential work to do. I really could use the room there, so I'm probably going to He-Man that up and move it for the time being. I got to try to think where I'm going to move it to, though. And then ponder screws. I'm going to turn that camera around when I get over there, though. Kim did. I found the gnomes in the back. I was back in the back the other day, and Kim had mentioned about a week ago. She's like, it is about time for fall stuff. I was like, yeah. Then I was in the back, I don't know, Wednesday, and I heard something rustling. And I was like, oh, and I turned around. And I don't remember them moving, but like the two boxes were weirdly enough right there. I don't really remember them being where they were when I saw them. Maybe I moved them a few weeks ago when I was moving stuff around back there and set them there and just forgot about it. But they were like front and center, which in the back is pretty impressive. Instead of being up behind, like the Christmas stuff's here, the Easter stuff's here, it was like somehow they've gotten out. I don't know. So I drug them up front, and then they are released in the wild. Mike switched to the front camera now. And Yeehaw. We're back. Hope we're back. Should be back. Get a volume check though while we're at it. Yeah. Looks like we're good. Oh man, I forgot the lid for this. Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't, please. That's probably a super bad idea. Okay. Now I'm going to carefully move the camera around. Sort of, kind of. There are a couple of things in here I need to tend to. That is split. And then we do have some, yep. Let me go ahead and grab this out because this is related to the whole strike thing. Ooh, I do have a lot of rough ones in here. Okay, this gets a full clean out, but that is not the point of this part of what I'm doing for live. Yeah, I had some interesting strike needles. Say I used a lot of musclot. Also, I noticed I did not have a 1 inch. Oh yeah, there is a. No, that's not a 1 inch bit. I did not have the 1 inch bit. Good Lord, I got a lot of debris in here. Yeah, that's going to take a minute and a half. So I'm going to set that aside for right now. Oh, no, you get back in here. That's a menial task for another day. Where can I put this? Lids. Let me go grab 2 more lids. I was trying to decide here. Very good, Ryan's good, thank you. These are going to be the smooth shaft variety. That's for you, Pete. One of the main reasons I bought the bigger bags was precisely for that. Two different sets. Yeah, these are the shorter ones. Can hold single knobs. Or I could just do a mix and match on this one. Yeah. That'd probably be the smart thing to do. Let's see, lock okay. Top. Top. Yes. Okay, so you could try a different version. It's a little bit more expensive key, but so what you're trying to say is that key didn't match the other one. You were just thinking it would. No, because those are all pre-cut or pre-cast. It may just have a slightly thicker back end. We could file the back. It doesn't turn at all when you put it in. The thickness of the blade, if you touch the back of it up with a file, it'll probably work. But if you need to bring it back, I can do that. So it would be a service charge to come out. It depends on where you're located, and then usually 35 to 55 to open it and make a key. Hold on just a sec. Okay. Thank you. Uh-huh. Okay, let's go back up front. Oh, well, mic switch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where was I? Plastic bag. Here. Those don't need it. And let's go ahead. That'll fit. 2 different ones, but like I said, I knew that wasn't gonna work. Alright, smooth. Yeah. The rest of these are specialty. So they're actually going to get their own. And technically that one's a specialty too. We're just going to keep Baldwin to Baldwin. And smooth, threaded. Now, here comes the important thing I do need to... There we go. Hey, whoa, rider, be careful there. See the difference? These are square. They're not the same. That's actually a pretty damn... That shouldn't even be considered to be so. That's an old Corbin with the actual real deal split spindle. I mean, it's hard to tell people how much the value of that is when it's pretty much priceless, right? It is on the front counter now. That way, Kanisha can try to steal it. All right. Yep. We didn't need these really. I just brought them for the shits and giggles. All right, let's move. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. Grab a. Sharpie. Take small. The problem with this is I already have a couple of these going somewhere. I really should be going with the bigger size because hold on, be right back. Like my stream deck crashed. Sorry, Stream Deck crashed. It's trying to, one button do the thing, and it didn't do the thing. So there you go. I know I'm taking up a slot, something here. Duck. That means this had duct tape in it at one time. Where's my duct tape loop now? Oh, look at you. Okay. Put this back. Screws. What time is it? 12:02. We're gonna go screw, y'all. Refill my screws. It's like sorting your sock drawer, right? Except sharper. Spaceballs out in 2027. That far away? I thought it was coming up sooner than that. Roll it between your fingers to open it with one hand. It's called the dealer style because you cannot always have both hands to open it. No, I don't want to do that. That's weird compared to fighting it with two hands. Okay, back up front. Screw time! Which, hopefully we won't need these for. Hey, so those are all in my bag. I know I'm out of, I know I need more of these. I don't roll with these together. Let go. Obviously. This one was my main one until I realized that I just didn't have quite enough room. So then I started throwing just random bags of strikes and screws in my truck, and then this actually, so this was, not counting the drawers that are in my truck that have them in there, like Run Panic, etc., etc. This is more of like residential slash commercial, ready to go for. Didn't they discontinue these? Isn't that a valuable object now too? So then this one didn't have enough room. I know I'm out of chrome short ones of these. Alright, you gotta come around here though. Come here. This could probably move. Alright, let's gently come around here. Okay, we're good. We're good. Don't have a heart attack. They're just about to start filming it. Well, yeah. So they're just drumming up the interest right now. So way over here, I still have the small one. I went ahead and went this because I had like a bunch of them already in plastic bags. And I was thinking, fantastic. Except they causes trouble when I try to close it. So I either have to get rid of the plastic bag theory, order. I don't want to order those. Like with the Craftsman bin here, I've got separators. Should I just go full on Craftsman bin and be done? Will that work? I think I've mused about this before. This and this, cool, hip, up to date, you know. Or like 2 of those. Could I get away with getting this in here comfortably? And then try to utilize that thing? Or go with the old Craftsman, which is way bigger and heavier when you add in all the strip. But see, I've got these cool ass things that I ordered from eBay that I've yet to utilize. So should I spend even more money and buy a couple of these for that and just keep using? Like, I've got this perfect setup, but I have no use for it. To be able to use it effectively with screws, I'd also probably need to order some more of those regardless. One day I'll figure out a good use for that. In the meantime, there's my plastic pens. Even better than the new ones. They suck. Okay. I've not gotten any replacements for these, I don't think. These I'm starting to run low on. Anthony, if you're here. Yeah. I had added these into the mix too. I grabbed a box of these just because gives me a, I don't know, what the fuck did I buy these for? I was buying screws and I bought them. They're literally the same thing as the wood screws for Schlage, which I have 100 gazillion of these. They're meant to be used with the security strikes on Schlage. These backer plates that literally nobody ever puts in nowadays. I still put them in there. Boop. So I was like, maybe I should buy these as well, because those do not work very well sometimes. At the time, I meant to buy a 2-inch version of this for those thinner, but then I stuck this guy in there, and I was like, well, shit, that does level out perfect with it. So the chamfer's good. I might as well keep them. I opened them, so I'm keeping them. I don't think I've returned a screw ever. So I bought these, which have a number 10 head, which don't work for hinges. I'm looking the spot that I need here is this, but in 2-inch. So I've got a 10 head. I've got an 8 head here. Don't ask me what that's all about. Or is that an 8 head? Yeah, that's the 8 head that I have to go downtown to buy. That's the 10 head. Hey.
Hello there. How are you?
Good.
Okay. So I had this thing. I used it somewhere else and I'll keep it gone. But I want to use the other one. Can I get it?
Whoops. Were we muted the whole time? That stinks. Did we have volume a minute ago, or what's going on? It's been muted? That's been muted the whole time? I'm on the desk mic right now, going back to the front mic in a second, but I'm taking the mobile comments with me. Yeah, I guess it, and the shot cam was frozen? I thought I'd switched it to the Bajizzy screen. So the Bajizzy, or the shot camera was still picking up the volume for a minute? Yep, muted and it went frozen. Well, that stinks. Sorry. I'm back. You know, that happens. What was I doing? Needed to add a few more of these, find a spot for this, and I was trying to decide what to do here. What to do here. And if I wanted to empty this out into here. And if I do that, I really need to sort these appropriately. So let's do this. What do I have? This is that. I don't have any. Nope, I'll take that back. I've got two. The deep pit of despair that this pocket is makes stuff get lost in the bottom of it. Which is why I've been using the plastic bags to at least keep me from having to dig down in there. Should I go ahead and deposit it? No, because then it'll just turn into a mess. Like, literally, to use this effectively, for screw wise, it's not that great. But the strike plates, yeah, maybe I could pull. That guy's been used. These guys are for a particular type of strike plate, which are not these, but alright, let me grab. I don't want to do this. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Probably from, I know I'm on the other camera microphone. Yeah, see that mutes all of them there, doesn't it? This one, that camera's down. That camera's down. Okay, good. two different places. Yeah, totally y'all didn't see that, but whatever. We got extra ones now. I keep these in two different places in the vehicle and one in some in the pull-out drawer, so we're gonna do maybe like 8 in here. It adds weight for sure. Just don't know how I want to separate these other ones. Not being very effective for me. Doing it this way. Here I was trying to go dark bronze, satin nickel, bright and antique brass. Like I know I'm going into a bright brass situation, so I'll grab these, which include like flat lead, you know, whatever, just in case I need them. And now we've ended up with just this smorgasbord. Some of these were meant to go into here. Yeah. Then we got Lori style there. Yeah, I gotta clean this hot mess up. Because I could have used these the other day. And Lori kind of need to be on their own. This is this. I definitely think I need the medium, but I hate having to use plastic bags for it. Or if I go with the thin one, it would force me to kind of reduce that. Wouldn't have the same depth problem. Heck. Yeah. Huh. Going to be carrying around a lot of those for residential. That's more like if that's for residential, that's the serious shit. So where do just deadbolt strikes come into play here? I would want those closer up here. With those two together, it equals pretty much the same size as that, but it's still more awkward to carry. Yeah. Which handle do you choose when you're walking away with it? Ooh, I don't know. Let's choose this one. Ooh. I think that's just going to quickly. Whoa. Whoa. That's more chrome. This is more satin nickel. So satin nickel honestly would need its own spot. See, I'm already full there. Add in my screws for these guys, which would open up a chamber over here, which I can invariably pull around to get these guys up in there. The rest of this is mainly just strobe. Well, I do try to keep a couple of antiques. I've got a bigger drawer of them in the truck. I just hate going back and forth. And honestly, there's more lorries here than I gave credit to begin with. I like the lorry stripe. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna. That's gonna. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you'll already have. Should I suck it up? And if I thought carrying 2 of these was awkward, the big one and the small one, I hadn't honestly tried carrying around 2 of this one, of the thin ones. So I'm 100% not sure if I want to go that route or not. There's so much more. What the fuck was that? There's so much more room, but not in a way that's overly useful, since the objects and screws would get mixed up. Now, if I had those little separator bins, and you could keep the screws in its own little bin, hey, you always, until you've done it a dozen times, pull up, see which ones you have under there. At that point, is it better to use thin ones instead? While this can carry so much more, it also adds more weight. The more full it gets, the more you have to dig through the shit to find it. This one is particularly troublesome with closing. Look at that. It's empty and it still doesn't want to light. Why do we like those? Why do we spend so much money on those? They suck. Okay, I'm back to the desk mic now. Buy inserts. I think the only answer there is buying inserts for the deeper one. But I've tried that. I do that with the Craftsman where I have mailbox locks. The problem with that, one second. Yeah. So, you know, voila. Awesome. There's shit under there, though. So when I get to a mailbox job, and I'm kind of proud of myself for this, y'all. I don't know what's under it. I never took the time to. There's nothing under that. So I got. Some of them have stuff under there. No, that one doesn't have. Do I even have stuff under any of them? I think I do. No, I don't. Son of a bitch. And the reason why, see, that's just point proven right there. I'm like, that one does. So until I can figure out a great way to, like, you know, this is under that, I kind of forget what's under what. This one doesn't have any. There's not a whole lot of easy ways to do all the various mailbox style locks. While I'm in here, I've got 190-100, 9300, 9300, 9200, 9100. Okay, that's a good mix. And what do we have over here? And I have like some in the front seat of my truck that I believe are the 8735s and the other versions. So we're just going to assume those are not where they're supposed to be right now. They'll make their way back over here. But yeah, the cup and cup idea is fantastic if you can effing remember what's under there. I feel like if I do that with screws and strikes, I will only be going for the top layer. Just the top layer, not the middle layer. Or the underneath layer. So you know what? I'm going to try. I've tried this for a bit. The job that I was on a couple of days ago, where I had to replace a bunch of strikes, really pissed me off with this. So that's why I'm hyper focused on it right now. It irritated me. It got under my skin. It really ticked me off. I was pissed. Not for very long. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. But I was still irritated about it. 100%. These need to go in here, but I effing covered it up. I wish there was a quicker way to do this, but over here, you can go here. You can go right there. You lorries can go right there. You're going to go in that box. You can go with the lorry, because that's what you are. There's a Baldwin kit. Yay. Yeah, I don't even have a spot for Schlage security strikes here. And you are setting nickel or whatever. Okay, going back to this guy. Did I use that? Oh, yeah. Alright, let me go grab one more thing. Oh shit, wrong screen. Wrong screen, it's just a sprinkle. So there you go. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try for the thin one. I think I'm gonna max it out though. All right, let's see what the suggestions were. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Imagine that. So let me go back on those comments real quick. Heck yeah, it's cost more than the contents. So frustrating. You're so right. Especially when you add in extra cup things. Which is why I tend to favor the shallow ones. Plus, they slip in areas better, except when they're attached together. I don't know how long we were muted for. I was just going back over the comments, so apologies. Take it I'm not muted now. I don't think I've been muted for a while, but could take a picture of the contents of the bottom layer. Yeah, but it changes so much. And see on the lid, you know, there's clear, then you're obstructing the view through the clear lid that's clear to be able to see it. Yeah, I've done the lid thing with the smaller bins. Even using clear, you know, P-touch tape that where you can only see the lettering. And last time I looked for a decent selection of, like I was thinking about getting one for my router because right now, what do I carry my router in? Just a zip-up bag. It was like, I say a $10 bag, but it was honestly, it was back then when they had them, it was like a 2 or 3 pack. That one was in a 2-pack of bags for like $12. Works perfectly fine. But I looked at some of the inserts for like the pack out with the 3-inch cutoff saw, and thought about converting it into one of those. No, I'm gonna try again this week with maybe I don't know. I just hate dumping them in there and it, because especially with those, if it gets overfull, and I know I'm going to be overfull in it, that's the problem. I know I'm not going to be able to help it. What are you doing, Chuck? Gotta watch out for another particular vehicle. I think we have a new employee down the street. And I hadn't been paying attention, but I've been needing to. Oh, that's a cleaner's run. Which cameras are still alive? Not that one. Yeah, that one. That one, and looks like the front one is dead. Is it back now? It is. That's amazing. 1248. I don't even know. You know, I hadn't even checked on the state. Did we leave off the? I think we turned off. Let me check the loyalty points. Ooh. Ooh. The JBot points. This has been running for a couple episodes, actually. I think we're gonna try for we're gonna check in on that bingo thing this week. Maybe I'll announce it like the day before, just in case, so you can get signed up. I'll probably post the link to it beforehand so you can go. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. What about a label on the inside edge of the small removable compartments? If there's a label, you know something's below, and if you can read it, then you know what without removing the top. Yeah, that's kind of the theory I go with certain other pull-out bin drawers. That's like kind of the same theory I go with that. Yeah, it does take a minute to get used to, but it can be effective. Let them go down one by one. About to replace one of them. This camera, the Bajizzy camera, because Kim's actually been actively looking, having to replace hers because hers is just bugging out so bad. So she's been looking and eyeballing them. And she only gets it's a relatively new phone. She's only getting $100 trade in, and I'm like, I'll keep it for the $100 for a camera. It'll replace the Bajizzy. I'll be able to stop using finally the telephoto lens, because the Bajizzy cam is a really old iPhone. Or I don't know. I'll find a use for it. So what? No, I was just pulling the cameras out of the front, just in case we're Bajizzy. Hey,
How you doing?
good.
Need a battery.
What year model?
2020.
What time?
651. Is this a restaurant open up?
Piano bar, show center.
Okay.
Yes, the lock and key. Hello. We don't come out to do that. You have the existing key. It's got the remote head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't do those at all. Yes, man. We don't do those at all.
Hang on, get locksmith. Yeah, battery.
Is this for this one?
Uh-huh.
Was it doing anything? Does it normally flash its lights and
Supposed to.
beep?
Mm-hmm.
Put it just stop working altogether one day, or?
Kind of gradually went out, really.
But yeah, yours was weak.
It was weak.
Can I fuck into a little bit bigger ring for that?
Yeah.
Like,
Shit.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it went straight to the disassemble screen. Nope, it's 104, way past time to go. Jason's got to go. Go, go, go. Stuff to do. Things to do. Y'all have things to do. And Jason do too. Finish up my screws so I can get them back in the truck, though. Toyota keys were such a pain in the ass to take apart and put back together. Pain in the ass to get to the battery in them little suckers. Yeah, if I didn't need those screws sorted so bad, that's like the last thing I want to do. Thank you, Wild Bill. Appreciate the super chat. Itchy nose. Itchy nose. Time to disassemble. Worst time of day. Appreciate the donation to the channel. J-Bot's just irritating. Neighbor's gone. Other neighbor ain't there. I'm all alone on the hill. Coffee shop owes me coffee for fixing their rusty best deadbolt the other day. But I hate going in there on Saturdays. It's a whole different world. I'll just deal with my lukewarm Coke and try to leave early today. After I decide what to do with my screws. I'm going to go sort screws now. Seriously, if somebody finds the rubber chicken that squeaks again when you let go of it, send me the link. I've searched all the rubber chickens. I've only tried these, but seriously supposed to let a squawk go when you let it go, not just when you squeeze it. Lock force, disassemble! It's supposed to even be worse. Like it's supposed to be like, and it doesn't. So disappointing. So disappointing. But y'all have a great weekend. I'm going to try my best too. And get this stuff done. Oh, look, even here on my counter, I've got some striped plates that we needed to go up there. Tactical bro on a motorized scooter just drove by. He did. You didn't see it, but it happened. I was there. Y'all have a great weekend. Catch you next video. I'm supposed to be ready to stop the stream when I do that. So